Hey, looky here! Oh, fiddle poop!
Another month has passed and both the App Store and the Google Play Store have been flooded with new games. We pick out the cherries so you don't have to. Now, let's have a look at the 10 must-play Android and iOS games from June 2017. Normally, we would mention one game per entry, but this time around we decided to do things a little different. Sega has launched a mobile label called Sega Forever. Using this name, old Sega Genesis games are made available for your smartphone for free, filled with ads and available offline. Using in-app purchases, you can make the game ad-free. The first 5 games that are made available through the Sega Forever label are Sonic the Hedgehog, Phantasy Star 2, Comic Zone, Kid Chameleon, and Altered Beast. More games will follow in the next months or even years. After years of waiting, fans of Framed can finally enjoy the sequel on their iOS device. Framed 2 is a noir puzzle game in which you need to rearrange panels from an animated comic book to change the outcome of the story. This sequel takes place before the events of the first game though, which is a little bit weird. Did you know that Hideo Kojima called Framed his favorite mobile game of 2014? Framed 2 might be a bit short, but it's an amazing game with lots of details. Here's hoping for DLC packs, updates, or maybe a follow-up that's a bit longer. Or you could just get the first Framed as well, of course.
Hey, come on over, have some fun with Crazy Taxi!
The Sega Dreamcast was home to some of the greatest franchises of its time, and one of those was Crazy Taxi. This racing game is now available for your mobile devices as Crazy Taxi Gazillionaire. The core concept of the game changed a bit though, as the racing is replaced by a concept of an idle clicker game. You need to grow your taxi empire by clicking away, acquiring new taxi drivers, and expanding your routes throughout the city. The game has some sweet nods to the previous games in the series. Boy, those were the good days. Angry Birds has always been about shooting birds and destroying pigs. That core concept didn't change, but Angry Birds' evolution did change. The characters are now based on the movie adaptation, and the battle mechanic is something new as well. You throw one of your birds into an arena to inflict damage. You can collect different birds and make them stronger as well. Each color bird has a different ability, just like you're used to. Even though the game is aimed at kids, there's some subtle adult humor in the game as well.
Lost amongst the mountains can find their way within the stars.
More and more companies are diving into the world of collectible card games, and if you add some Fusro to it, things become awesome, right?
Warriors destined for Sovngarde.
The Elder Scrolls Legends Heroes of Skyrim is the first major expansion for the strategy card game based on the world and lore of the Elder Scrolls series. In story mode, you can earn new Legends cards, decks, and packs. Or you can draft a deck from scratch and beat your enemies that way. Of course, you can also test your skills online against other players.
Of ancient and ferocious magic.
Gameplay-wise, Heroes of Skyrim does things a bit different by dividing the battlefield into lanes and giving you the option to level up your cards. Be sure to check this one out if you are into these collectible card games.
Must simply find the path.
Another Pokémon game hit the stores. Magikarp Job was released in the last week of May, and that's probably why we didn't mention it last time. But we just really have to tell you about this quirky game. It's a game about Magikarp, one of the most useless Pokémon ever. And of course, this had to be a clicker game. Your job is to click, raise many generations of Magikarp, train them, and grow them bigger with or without the help of other Pokémon. That's it, really. But hey, it's free. Just check it out for the lulz. We know some of you are major fans of the Final Fantasy series, and you have at least 15 reasons to be one. With Final Fantasy 15: A New Empire, you can enjoy another story in the same universe as the core game. This city builder has many familiar faces like Noctis and Cindy. You need to build a team, an army, discover worlds, and be victorious in battle. A New Empire does have its downsides, unfortunately. For now, this game seems to rely very strongly on a pay-to-win principle, which can take away the fun in some battles against other players. Without a doubt, Monument Valley is one of the greatest mobile game releases ever. Now, Monument Valley 2 is available for your iOS devices. It's a brilliant puzzle game set in a landscape clearly inspired by MC Escher. The game is all about Ro and her child exploring the Titular Valley. Ro teaches her child about the environment as you learn the secrets of the sacred geometry. This game is truly worth every cent.
Good news, everyone! We're making a delivery to Amphibios 9, the Amphibian Homeworld.
After making games about Family Guy and the Avengers, TinyCode now made a game around Futurama.
Explore new planets jam-packed with adventure and old planets with a perfectly acceptable amount of adventure.
In Futurama Worlds of Tomorrow, you need to create your own version of the new New York while also getting into all kinds of RPG mechanics. Think about character customization, story choices, and typical 16-bit combat. Of course, this all goes hand in hand with some mechanics to make you wait, or buy stuff. Like many city building games on Android and iOS. Thankfully, the comedy aspect of Futurama are also present in this game, which makes up for it.
This game is the schmiz. Is it available on Android?
It's available on this Android, baby! Ow!
Laser Kitty Pow is quite a weird game. The developers describe it as a fast-paced, arcade-like, laser-infused, crystal-boosted ninja exploding and kitty-flying game that challenges the definition of arcade action. And then they ask whether we are ready. Well, hell, I don't know. But if they would tell me whether I would want to control a big 16-bit cat that's shooting lasers and destroying hordes of enemies, I'd say hell yes. Laser Kitty Pow is easy to control, just tap the screen on the left or right side. But things get chaotic and hard. Sure, it's a nonsensical type of game, but it's fun nonetheless. And there you have it, 10 games for Android and iOS you surely need to check out. Before you check out some of our other videos, let us know what your favorite game from this month is. Leave a comment, hit that like button, or contact us on Facebook, Twitter, or join our Discord channel. Yes, we have a Discord channel, and if everyone would join, we could chat and stuff. Stay tuned for next month's video about Android and iOS games, and we'll see you in the next video.
What's in the crate, Professor? Some kind of mesmo frog? Not even close! Behold, the Hypnotoad! All glory to the Hypnotoad.